Baldwin could go to City. Sorry, from City to Southampton. He'd be their best player. I haven't looked at their squad, but he'd just be their best player within a year or two, and it'd really push him up from what you see his stats now. It'd really kick him on to 16s, 17s everywhere pretty much, if he could play for someone like Southampton. Week in, week out in the Prem, he'd probably get 35 games for them. They're a mid-table Prem side, but they've got good facilities. Who have they got left wing? Obviously, they've got Dusan Tadic, who I don't think's that good in the game. Jacob Murphy, he's very good in the game, but he's a striker. He normally plays on the wing. One thing I noticed before when I was clicking on Baldwin in the previous episode, I went into Man City and I saw on their books they have a physio called James Baldwin. Remember, I accidentally clicked on the staff. Or who was it? Was it England? I remember seeing James Baldwin physio. Yeah, look, James must be a player / their physio, which is quite incredible. No, it's just weird how maybe you guys know in real life their physio is James Baldwin, but I just assumed it was when I seen the contract the same, 21. I just assumed that it was James Baldwin, but I don't know. That's just a quirk in the game, or it's just a coincidence. Let me see if he won anything, any awards, any injuries. I can't remember if I've been looking at your injuries, boys. It's a good year on the injury front. Only won the Youth Cup, and he got into. So he only started 2 games, but in that time he got straight into the Prem Team of the Week. Just needs games now, but City don't look like they're prepared to give it to him. They want the finished product now, because he is listed for loan still. Like I said again, if you're a Championship team, why wouldn't you want to take someone of that quality? Because he's an England Youth Under 21 international, 14 goals in 20 games. James Touchmill still at Tottenham. He was trying to leave, wasn't he? So his contract is up in 1 month, yet no one has agreed to sign him. So we could have our first person just on the free transfers, but he's surely good enough to play for someone, especially in the Championship. Just that fitness will come up when he gets games. There's no 11s now, which is good. Don't care about that playing in that role. Don't need to be brave or aggressive. So he just needs to find the right club for him now. It'll be interesting. He could still play for Ireland, because like Custance has done, Custance has jumped ship, start playing youth at one level. So I don't think he'll be good enough to play for England. So Ireland will always have that option now, and hopefully he'll see the light of day. He wanted to leave, but obviously no one came in for him. Tottenham probably agreed to let him go, but it's disappointing. He's always been a sub man. Tottenham just froze him out. They just froze him out. Couldn't sell him. Not going to release him because it costs compensation. 6 weeks out. But he was injured for 2 weeks in the window, you see. That's when most of the deals get done, that last week in August. 2 weeks, minor thing, but no one in the game signs you because of the whole injury thing. It's ridiculous. So he's still good enough to play Championship, definitely, and then when he develops game time, be good enough to start for a mid-table low Prem team. But it's really interesting now. I want to see where he goes. If he goes on a free transfer, which is almost certainly going to happen now. But he's available to sign. But I think if you approach to sign him now as a club, you'd have to pay not what his contract's worth, but because he's young, you still have to pay all the fees that Tottenham would have put into him for 4 years developing him, Although there is that, I've just seen that. But Tottenham surely are not going to invoke it because they probably would have done it by now, or they won't do it because they just haven't played him in 5 years. They've took a chance on him and just thought, no, he's not good enough. Maybe there's contract clauses in there with Brentford that mean that if he plays 5 games, something along those lines, they have to pay $1 million, or I don't know. But it's disappointing he hasn't done more at Tottenham. But James wants out. Tottenham don't really seem to care about him, so it'd be good for all parties. And I expect when we move forward, he'll be at a new team, probably in the Championship on a free, and then he'll go to a bigger club once everyone gets to see how good he can be. Composure Cousins is transfer listed. Is that the leap from the B to the seniors? Surprised no one's coming for him. I don't know when he was listed, but no one seems in. When you go to abroad, as it's the case with me, Nick, and Cousins, it just seems that people forget about you. But he's played 4 senior games for England. He's transfer listed. You could probably sign him for $3.5 million. He's a bargain waiting for someone to sign him, but he hasn't really kicked on since his 18-year-old days in terms of his attributes. But that will just come with games. Just get him the games and he'll do well. So he's actually made senior starts for Barca. Made 2 games for Barca. The tail end of last season, and a little bit of injuries by the looks of things because it's not quite as impressive as the year before. So he had 4 months of a broken foot back end of last season. I think we knew that, but nothing too serious. So they won the Liga Adelante, but they can't play in the same division. Or maybe I assume so. Maybe the game you think is realistic in that sense, but who knows? I'll follow that if he does. That would be really good for him if he could get into La Liga and play every game. But the fact that he's transfer listed, surely an English team will take a chance on him. He is an England international after it all, and it's very cheap. So someone like a low Prem team would be perfect for him. Because he's got the finishing and composure as a striker. That's what you want. But he doesn't have great pace. But he's got vision as well. So he's more of a deep lying forward now. Yeah, that's perfect. Don't need his pace, but you need strength. You need finishing. You need composure. You need teamwork, vision, off the ball. Yeah, he's a deep line forward. It's perfect. He's very, very good deep line forward, even at his young age. He seems happy enough though. He doesn't really care that he's listed. That's because of the determined attitude. On loan back at Swindon. You Swindon lot of slugs. Work rate's good. Dribbling's gone up a lot. That's quite interesting. His finishing looks to have improved. We've seen Al get a hat-trick against Ireland in the last game, so that was impressive. But considering he's got a hat-trick under 21 against Ireland, in the other 15 games he only scored 3 goals playing up front. He's not clinical. He's done well for Swindon. It's a good return again.